Mark, Brian, and Mike of Teaze look back at the origins of the band, how they got started. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Canada. The band formed in Windsor in the mid-'70s. They recorded 4 studio albums, 1 live album, and 2 compilations. And they came close to crossing over. I asked the boys in Teaze how the band got started. I'm curious, Brian, you're the one that formed the band way back when, right? It was you.
I was working part-time or during the day in a music store. And just the concert scene had kind of really gone down because at that time they lowered the bar age and a lot of young, 18-year-olds were going into the bars. And I didn't like playing the bars. It just, I was up there and I always thought the band, the presentation and everything, but they were in there to pick up each other or just, you had the occasional guy, but I'd had enough. So I started actually auditioning people when they'd come in and try instruments and that. And I think I met Mike first. I think Mike was one of the first guys.
I used to go see Brian playing locally. He played in some really good bands locally. And long before I knew him, I was aware of his abilities from the bands he was in. And I remember one band in particular I used to go see all the time, and he was in it. And drummer couldn't make it one night. And they asked me to sit in, and I had no experience at all. But I'd seen them enough times I could bluff my way through the songs. And we sort of made a connection there, right? And then when he was having enough of the bar thing and stuff like that, and he said, I just want to play with big lights. I want to do something, like that. And he says, I don't care if it makes any money. And so I think I was the first that he tagged, and then Chuck Price was. I don't know if he's working in the store yet, but you knew him because he said, I got another guy. Yeah. And just went from there. And then one day he wanders in the music store. And
whole different story now. Kozak didn't like me. Let's get that straight, okay? There's a scoop for you.
Hey.
First of all, I wore belly shirts and I scratched a lot. He didn't like that. He still don't like me. See, this is what's going on now.
That's one thing that's remained constant in these 40 years, John. I have a distinct distaste for this.
I had some big caveman hair. In fact, it was so big that in my graduation picture, they couldn't. Way bigger than that. That's after Kozak.
Way bigger than that.
That's after he made me get a haircut. He says, I'm not playing with that guy unless he goes to my hairdresser. So here I go out, because I want to play with Danner, right? So I don't know who the heck Kozak is. But...
John, 1975. How offensive was that hair for me to tell him to cut it? That was the heyday of giant hair. And I'm looking and saying, no, that's excessive. You got to lose that.
The term love sculpture hadn't even been invented at that point even. You weren't even allowed.
It was insanely big anyway.
Well, it grew, and then you didn't cut it, and then you ironed it. I don't know what else I was doing. All of a sudden, it was an explosion, man. And he sent me to his hairdresser, Mo. You remember Mo?
Yeah.
His name was Mo.
I went to him, too.
Did you? There you go. He probably sent you there, yeah. So finally, he agreed to let me in the band, Hair, and I had to quit scratching my belly and quit wearing belly shirts.
He never stopped doing that.
There's always that question I think a lot of us ask ourselves, would you go back to being 18 again? Most people say they'd go back if they had the knowledge they have now as an older person, going back into that younger, stronger body. I asked the boys in Teaze, do you want to be the guy on the album cover, or are you comfortable in your skin right now?
I want to be the guy in the album. I want to be that guy.
What the hell?
Exactly. I don't want to be me, though. No, I don't like me.
Did you guys ever meet Earl Johnson from the Arrows? He's past a saxophone player?
No.
Earl came in one day to the radio station. I didn't interview him. I used to, that show I was talking about, the Cross Canada Report. My friend Steve Burgess interviews him, and he says, it's like this. He said he had really long hair, and he says, hey, man, it's not hair. It's a love sculpture.
There you go.
There you go. The next Teaze concert is August 25th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. It's called The Night of Classic Rock with Honeymoon Suite, Teaze, and Matt Minglewood. There'll be links in the description of this video where you can pick up tickets on their Facebook page. And we'll have more coming up next week with the guys in Teaze. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Canada.